We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome
Hello.
to Sisterly Sparks once again for the third week in a row. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not procrastinating this time, y'all. We actually doing it. Okay, Latanya.
Shakora, aka Orange Spark.
Effany, and if you hear pimp, they talking about me.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
Pimp.
because listen,
Yeah.
and honestly, I really still don't even know how to pronounce your name. That's why I just say.
Hey, you ain't no worse than
So
me.
look, I don't want to get it wrong. So yeah, pimp to me. So sorry, y'all. But this week we are talking about core values. I feel like that is important. Off camera, I was talking to my sister and I was just telling her most of the things that I talk about a lot is really what I didn't know, but is based around core values. I just didn't know that that's what that meant. So um, I I think we're gonna like this discussion this time. Hope whoever is watching, if you want to chime in, I did post a join link on Facebook and also on Instagram. Um, I posted our YouTube channel link so you could watch us and join and just listen in too on YouTube. So without further ado, um, Cora, do you wanna start it off, or you want me to? Pimp, you want to? What you want to do? It doesn't even matter.
Um, I guess I'll go.
Okay.
So,
First though, do you can we say like um basically what it is, like what does core values actually mean,
oh yeah,
and
go ahead.
then go into it.
Yep, absolutely.
Um, so I uh I did a little digging this time for this topic, shows that it's really important. So core values basically, it's our life compass, right? It's what provides us a sense of stability, direction, and peace of mind. And it's different principles or beliefs that you had, that you hold dear and that are central importance in your life. And it actually covers like it covers basically what you believe are important in the ways that you view and live your life and your work day to day. So, Cor, you can go ahead, and I feel like we can say basically. I know there's about 31 of them. And so if we want to just list like maybe like the our top 5 or 7 that we think that is like the most important that we go by day to day or what have you, and then we could go ahead and just explain why we chose those that we chose.
Okay. So my top few. Number one is definitely respect. Coming in strong at number two is trust. Three, empathy, dependability, honesty, accuracy, and commitment. And the respect thing is that's a very, I know it's number one. Um, I work with children, and um, I always tell parents when I interview with them that I'm seem to be more of a strict person because I have a zero tolerance for disrespect. Um, and it's not, something to be harsh with, but it's not a thing that I condone from children or adults. So I could see being respect as my highest core value. And it goes into something else and we ain't gonna dive into it, but there's this, you give respect to receive it, and some people feel like you automatically get the respect without, it just comes automatically until you prove to that you should not have it. But that's a whole nother something. Trust. I feel like it's very important to that I be able to trust you. I know that you will be able to fully trust me. Whatever I advertise to you, whether that's friendship, my capabilities, any of it. Like, you'll be able to trust that I'm going to follow through with those things, and you can hold me accountable for those things. So when it comes to the people I deal with or situations I deal with, I expect that I'm able to trust the people that I have in my circle, the people that I'm around and I allow in. Empathy, I think I'm the biggest person for empathy. There's so many things that just pulls at my heartstrings, and it really makes up who I am. And I think it's sweet, and I know that it can get you into some trouble, but I wouldn't change it. Like, I love it. Honesty, very important, because if you don't have your word, what do you have? I mean, yep, we're gonna let that be that. Accuracy, I like to know know what's expected, and I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, maybe more on the lot a bit. But I just kind of goes hand in hand with dependability. I want to, if you can depend on me day, night, sick, healthy, whatever it is, if I can do it, I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to tell you I can do it and I can't. Like, I try to steer away from that. And, life happens. And sometimes it's like, oh, we're going to go do this. And then, oh, sorry, I can't do that. And it comes up and reschedule. But I'll never just, schedule something and leave you high and dry. So to have people that are dependable is very important to me too. And commitment, not being wishy-washy, and just you're committed to whatever it is, whether it's something I agree with or not. You're standing 10 toes down on it, and I can respect that. So I think that kind of sums them all up, and yeah, kind of describes me a little bit, just a bit.
Okay.
So,
I can go next.
well, I got a question.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if before we go through, Tanya, you have mentioned like
what we feel like,
right, while it's fresh, because I just talked
right.
about it. After they say them, is that when we should like say what we would think their core values are, or any feedback while it's fresh in the mind versus trying to figure out who said what?
Okay, so Pimp, basically, so I was talking to Cora a little bit before we got on here, and she was saying how she did this quiz about it, and it came up and told her like the top five or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was telling her that I was thinking something similar to where, because we pretty much know
Each other.
a little bit, you know what I mean? So I feel like we can say what our values are, but we can also, like, each of us, the opposite people, we could chime in and say what we feel like those values could be, you know what I mean, or what we thought they were or is. It may all connect or maybe not, but it's just given, basically it's the same thing as the quiz, basically our assessments of the opposite or the other person, just to see, if we're paying attention right or good, or if we're getting it right on the nail, or
Like,
what
oh,
have
I
you.
can see that, or no, I would have never guessed.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
So do you want
gotcha.
to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I think I'm picking up what y'all dropping down.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
well then, before you say what your values are, do you want to go ahead and either agree with her list that she just gave, or do you want to say what you felt like her top 5 or 7 would have been or is?
Yeah, I think hers was really sums her up. Um, Especially I know the respect. I know you fight hard for your respect for others and just for yourself, because that's how you show up. Um, and that trust is real big for you.
Yes.
Um, and you do have a lot of compassion. Um, very those I feel like was like right on the nail. As of what you would say your core values are.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you can see it in me.
Me, on the other hand, no,
So,
just
so y'all gonna say? Are y'all gonna guess what y'all think my core values are?
Yes.
yeah, we're actually gonna do that before you say it. And I'm sorry, Cora, we didn't do it
Okay.
before you said what yours was, but you did
That's
just
okay.
remind me. So sorry.
No, it's
But
okay.
real quick though, what I feel like, I think most of it, I felt. You said respect, trust, yes, respect. I feel like that's everybody's for real, like because that was the first one I chose. Like, um, trust, exactly. That's a big one. Also, empathy, we share that. Honesty, yes. Accuracy, I don't know if I would have guessed that, but that's fitting for you. Commitment, that's a big plus too. Like you do have to be, I mean, you got to show commitment to something. You got to, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I would say that, but I will also, I had another one as you was. So, and also, so I'm real quick too. I'm going to go through the 31, like the full list of the 31 actual core values, okay? And then that way, if like Pimp, if you hear something else or whatever, you want to add something else to what your pick is or what have you, or change what you feel about core, you could go ahead and do that, okay?
Okay.
Um, so and this in no particular order, I'm just listing them. So acceptance, adaptability, awareness, balance, calmness, community, compassion, creativity, discipline, empathy, freedom, gratitude, happiness, health, humility, innovation, knowledge, leadership, love, moderation, peace, purpose, responsibility, service, spirituality, trust, understanding, wealth, patience, integrity, and curiosity. So those are the three like main core values. Okay. And I felt like it was one other one that I wanted to, leadership for Cora.
And I would say
Really? You
creativity for it too.
because listen, just in this past like month or two, us talking and stuff,
Uh-huh.
you take the lead with stuff. Even if you don't feel like you do or you want to or you can, you got that on point. Like, and
Oh,
you
okay.
may not see it now or whatever, but you do, and I see it. So that's another one that I feel.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, but go ahead, Pimp.
I would say creativity is one to add on there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, extremely
For
creative
sure.
with
Thank
with your artistic side, but also just like with life. I feel like
you.
you are very creative with what you are being given.
Ooh.
Um, you
Mm-hmm.
know you do and try to make the best of what you got with what you have. So,
Thank
um, and I would say freedom. Yeah, I know that
freedom.
might shock you,
Yo.
but I would say freedom because um, freedom isn't just something that you obtain and you sustain. It's something that you also fight for,
Man.
and
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
definitely
Deep.
something that you continue to fight for. Um,
Yeah.
even when you don't feel like you're fighting at your best, or that you even feel like you just gave up, it's just the fact that you always get back up even after you fall down. Um, and I know that you're fighting. Who I think we all are fighting for a sense of freedom when it comes to life, relationships, upbringings, trauma. Um, so yeah, I would say freedom.
Thank you.
Of
Hmm.
And
course.
one from that list I also thought was service.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stood out.
Listen, I told you this was gonna go not how we thought because it's a lot. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like, and I told you, like, every day we do these things without thinking of what
That
it actually
line
means or
with
what
our
it
core
is.
value.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
And I feel like
definitely.
I love to do what I can when I can and go
Hmm.
above and beyond for those that I love and care for. And um, it makes me feel good to meet a need or to, do for others. I do it and you benefit because I've done it for you, but I benefit because I feel great. I feel accomplished and just very at peace that
It
I
makes
was
you
able
feel
to
good to do stuff
help.
for other people, right?
Yeah, yeah, yep,
Hmm.
precisely.
Yes, ma'am. Oh. Okay, so Cora, you go ahead and say what you think your top 5 would be for pimp.
For him. Yes. Okay. So I would definitely say respect
Mhm.
because baby is a no tolerance of the nonsense. Okay. Accountability. In a lot of our conversations, it's unless you're ready to be real about you and the situation, there's no progress going to be made. Um,
Mm.
Courage. She has the courage to go up and stand in her truth against any and everybody in different situations that she faces. Um, and I'm very proud to see her lead in that example because that can be very uncomfortable to do. Um, I would say integrity is a big one for her, honesty, um, loyalty, one of the realest ones out here that I know. Loyal,
Aw.
solid, encouraging. Yes, yes. I think teamwork. I say teamwork because I feel like she has a good balance of if you come with I've come to her with things and although I'm the one battling it, she'll help to like give that other perspective, help to turn the point of view of what are you doing? Like it looks a lot, bad on the outside, but what bad are you doing? What do you need to change? And kind of will walk alongside you in the journey, but not pick it up as her own.
Wow. Nail on the hammer. Hammer on the
Mm.
nail, however you say it.
Aw.
Yeah.
Dang, I should have went first.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my
No,
pimp.
that's good though.
Get y'all a
That's
pimp.
good.
I'm telling you.
And
I
that
mean,
shows how she pay attention, how much attention she's pays, and it's a testament to actually you too, pimp. Like like what you're showing, what you're
Yeah.
putting out there that makes her even pick up that makes you say that a nail in the coffin. You know what I mean?
yes. Yes. That's my pimp.
I like that. I like that.
Me too.
Well, shoot,
Yeah,
I
that
don't
I
think
like
I even
how that
want to
went.
say
That
what I
was
feel like.
I
okay.
came right from the fields. Right from the field.
Well, I mean, I don't know you as well as Cora, but from what I do, you know what I mean, from the times where we've have like connected and was together and all that, I feel like compassion is one. Um, I feel like calmness. I feel like you got a certain calmness to you. You know what I mean? I rarely seen or heard about you being out of your element,
Character. Right.
character, out of it. Like, you know what I
Oof,
mean?
I be trying. Thank y'all for
And
seeing
even
that.
if you do, look, you show shocking. You know what I mean? You hide it really good. So keep doing it. But I feel that um freedom as well. I feel like you said, I feel like everybody is fighting for some form of that in some way.
Hmm.
Love, because I feel like you wouldn't do anything that you're doing if you didn't have any ounce of love in you for
Mm.
somebody, about something or whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like that. And the love that you have with my sister. Like, I don't need to say nothing else, like, at all. I'm
Yes.
gonna get teary eyed for real. But um
Always and forever.
right.
With
I feel like
you.
peace too. I feel like peace goes along with the calmness.
Yes,
When you
most
speak it,
definitely.
it's some like it just it
Yeah.
you elude that. Like, you know what I mean? Um
Mhm.
and what other one did I put? Oh, adaptability. I feel like not even just us in general. I just feel like our whole race adapts, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
we do it effortlessly. Like, even though we
Mm-hmm.
may not like to, even though we, it deep inside, we may like be like a duck, you know what I mean? How you see it calm on the outside, but underneath they're going. I feel like it could be us, but how we show that we handle the things that we're dealt with, we make good of what we have and what we our surroundings. And I feel like you do that. I feel like you do it um without showing pressure.
Mm.
And that takes work and dedication and humility and a whole bunch. I could name a whole bunch of them, but I feel like, so those are the ones for me. I would say for you, for in my opinion.
And you've done well. You know me more than you know.
Right. Yeah. No, for real.
And I've actually been struggling with one of those core values. It's the last one that like, you know how you do things so effortlessly and you adapt. I've been struggling with that a lot lately because I don't feel like some people aren't seeing that there's still pain there. There's
Mm.
still a struggle there. And I feel bad having to tell someone to look and say, like, hey, I'm tired too. I'm adapting. I'm rolling with the flow, but I'm
Right.
tired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yes. So now we want to hear, what are your core values?
Right. And why did you
Integrity,
choose them?
integrity, is a main one for me. It was drilled into me in middle school and throughout high school because I was in JRTC.
Yeah.
Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one's looking, and
Uh-huh.
that's just something that hold dear to my heart because I try to show up in that way, and I do have the expectation for others to do that because in my mind and how I work, why would you want to be anything other than that?
Yeah.
That you claim that you want someone to trust your word or trust you as a person, you got to give them a reason. So integrity I am real big on in every aspect of my life. At least I try to be. Leadership, that's real big for me. I know that you can't always tell somebody what to do. You got to lead by an example. Lead with your actions. That's how other people pick up what you're doing, not because you're telling someone something. So I'm action based. I'm an action person. Accountability, whew, yes, for me and for others. Because why wouldn't you take accountability for your actions, wrong or right? Um, I just feel like that's just the right thing to do. As a grown up, I feel like that should be instilled in you as a kid, and it should follow you throughout your life. That should not be something that you just dodge, because when you dodge accountability, I feel like you put accountability on others that is not theirs to have, and that's just unfair to me. I think I don't know if anyone said this, but authenticity um, is one that I put on there. Just being yourself. It took me a while to get to that point of learning like you can just be you, and if people don't love it, that's okay. If they do, even better. So yeah, I'm real big on that one. And let's say spirituality. I've been walking and learning to incorporate God in all areas of my life. and just knowing that what we do isn't just a flesh thing. Like it's way deeper than that. Who we encounter, how we encounter them, the things that happen, especially when you deal with people who have like so many unclean spirits or ways, and it's hard. It's hard to look past the flesh and look at the spirit. So
Hard.
I'm learning
That's an
to
understatement.
do that in all areas so that I can look at people, and when there's opposition or they're acting a certain way, I can identify what it is. Because if you fight against the flesh, you're not getting to the root of things,
No.
and it's a waste of breath and energy. You got to realize, like, oh, you dealing with some stuff. You dealing with lying and lust and just
It's
anger and like, and this is the result that I'm getting because of what you're dealing with.
mm-hmm.
And it helps you to have compassion for people. Give them some grace. So yeah, I'll say those are mine.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So we doing the next one?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I need to go first. I feel like
I
Ford about to be like a
Look,
book.
I'm a mute. I'm a mute myself. Go ahead.
um, I would say authenticity would be my first one for you. You truly are someone that I feel like walks in who you are wherever you are at in all areas, and I don't feel like you try to hide it or manipulate it just because you get in contact with somebody else or a certain person. Like you truly are. I feel like you're an open book in a way because you're very raw. You're very like very
mm-hmm.
open about your experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Um, freedom would definitely be one of them. Like for everyone, but I felt like you don't fight for freedom just for yourself, but for your family. I think you put that on your back, and you're striving, and that comes with leadership.
You in here
You're the
preaching? Well, hold
probably
on now. Okay.
the you probably might be the first one in your family, in that sense, who are thinking a different way. And you're not just doing it for yourself or gatekeeping, like you literally friends, family, people you do know, don't know, like you're truly trying to get people to look at life a different way and live a different way and know that they have the power to do what they want to do. I would
Yes.
say accountability. I can tell you're real heavy on that. And for others, and that a lot. I think your accountability, I think really maybe all of ours, is connected to respect. Because how
Mm-hmm.
can you respect? You can't really respect someone who can't take accountability for their actions. Um, and I think you're really big on that, and you're a leader in that aspect, and
I can't
you
even
you
whistle.
command
Or whistle
otherwise.
one more time for me. Whistle one time for me.
I can't do it. Oh shoot. Okay, sorry. Woo! Oh shoot.
And I would say you're very big on loyalty. Yeah, and I could just tell because the way you love your sister. Um, I can only imagine even just with other family members, like how you have that love for them, and that loyalty to them, even if they, even if it's not in the relationship that you would like it to be. I feel like your loyalty is always something someone can count on.
Got me feeling like I should have went first.
Right. That's why I said, let me get my.
I
Hold
mean,
on.
that's dang it. Listen, that's a good list. That's yeah.
Yeah. Got me over here like what's left. No, I'm just
Right.
kidding.
Or I second all that. Or
Literally, because
yeah.
But in addition to, I second all of that. Creativity, top
Mm-hmm.
notch, top notch. There, I've yet to see something that you can't do.
Man,
Literally,
It's a
literally,
lot, man. I be trying though. I just trying.
and be doing, and be doing. Okay, um, achievement. Yeah,
mm,
because you put your mind to it and you do it. And like you say,
bar.
you might talk about it for a little bit. You might a few weeks, give it a month and a half, two max, and then you turn around and it's, oh, you done did it.
Man, because I get tired of talking. Like, I'll be like, okay, listen, I said this so many times, like a broken record. Let's go.
Yep. Oh, is that accountability? Do I hear accountability knocking? Yeah.
Literally.
Holding yourself and others accountable. Cause don't let me say I'm talking about something. Oh, well, so what you doing? What you do today? Oh, did you start that? Did you what research did you do? Oh, did you right, yeah, yeah. Holding yourself and others accountable. Um, I would also say the teamwork, which that goes into what I just said too. Not only do you do and produce for yourself and your family, well, I guess I'm considered family, but for yourself and the family that lives in the walls of your home, but
Mm-hmm.
you got me who's in a whole nother city who you, all right, so what we need to do to get this started for you? What do we need to do? I'm gonna dive into this and figure this out. You look into this, and then we're gonna come together and we're gonna make this happen.
Period.
So real bad. Real bad. And leadership, yeah, leadership, because you don't just say, oh, I'm gonna do it. You walks it out, and you walk it out by leading by example. I don't feel like there's nothing I can't do because you goes out and do it. Well, shoot, if Ty can go and do it, well, hold on, let me see what I can go tiptoe in. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah. um Compassion. I when I have my Cora moments, which those happen sometimes, and you be like, now Cora, uh, come on now, man. Like, you don't know, you never know what they going through, you never know what's happening, you never know what's whatever. So, you try to give the benefit of the doubt, you try to give the other perspective of, okay, well, let's see it from this side. Because maybe they're not seeing it how you're seeing it, and you're not seeing it how they seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
So big on the benefit of the doubt. Your courage is out of this world. Courage to go out there and do. You got a whole salon. You out here advertising. You, when you was in cosmetology school, they didn't want you to do black hair, black styles, braids.
Mm.
What? You add into curriculum?
That
You
part.
changing the dynamics of the future? And then not only did that, you went and opened a shop that does it. Yeah. Yeah. Shall I continue? Because I can
I
keep going.
mean, if you want to, no, man, that's real talk though. I listen. I just, and I can't say that I was always thinking in the ways that I think now, or the things that I'm doing. Like I was really gung ho. I was really adamant about all this stuff, but as life happens, you learn stuff. You get wiser. You gain more knowledge. One of mine actually is knowledge, because I feel like knowledge is power. The more we know, the more we can do, the more we can process, the more we feel like we can do, we can accomplish, we can all that. So I do feel like one of mine's a big one of mine's is knowledge. I'm always trying to learn something or figure something out, because I really don't know much, for real. I know it may look like it, but I don't. I just know that if we don't try anything, we would never know nothing, because we going through this life of the unknown, trying to figure stuff out. Everybody. So in order to know something, you have to try things. You have to try different stuff. You have to put your foot out there. You have to, get your feet wet a little bit. And even though I don't like the unknown, but I know, however, that I have to get over my fears, and I have to just put myself out there and do something and figure something out on its way and see if that works for me or not. And two, I know that there's other people out there that's the same way, and that's not thinking like I'm thinking at this moment. So if I can actually show it, then somebody else will have the courage also to try and do it or try to figure it out and take that leap too. Like, she was like me, or she was in my same boat, or maybe I should just go ahead and start selling these t-shirts, or maybe I should go ahead and start this podcast, or maybe I should go ahead and go out and create this makeup or jewelry or something, whatever it is, write this book, or uh, sell other merch, whatever it is that you feel like, if it's a thought, it can happen. The problem
Mm-hmm.
is, or where it comes into play is, how you gonna succeed, or how you gonna get it done, how you gonna figure it out, what are you doing to figure that out or to make it work.
And I think too, you've shown me a lot about being a realist when it comes to, you start these things and you say things like, hey, bear with me, I'm new to this, it's not going to be perfect right off the rip. And I think we come into things, and I'm sure I know that I did when I had podcast in my mind, I'm thinking professional, like
Me too.
perfection, cut perfectly, sound perfectly, visual perfect, in order to be successful, in order to
I
do
don't get
it.
that with me.
But also giving that encouragement of, it's okay to just be you. It's okay to offer what you have,
We
and you'll
messed
grow
up.
in it, and it'll get better. But the authenticity of it is acceptable.
Because
Mm-hmm.
we're not 100% nothing. We mess up. And I think what the problem with most people, they try to cover up the mess ups. They try not to let you
Yep.
see the mess ups and try to just show you the one pretty picture stuff. Listen, some people get pretty pictures just from mock stuff, and that's not, some people need to know the stuff that you actually go through to get to where it is that you're going, because
That's
that's the
called growth.
realistic part. That's how it works. You're not gonna
Yep.
always get something right on the dot every time. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna fail. But once again, I don't feel like they're failures. I feel like they're learning experiences. Okay, so this didn't work. Okay, so what didn't work? Okay, so since that didn't work, try to find something else that's gonna maybe work. And the problem that I have with most people is they don't really consider they don't like the failing part, and then they don't feel like they could trust you then, or that you know what you're doing or any of that, because something didn't work out at the first time or something, not knowing and realizing
It takes
everybody does something or start something or create something or whatever, and you're gonna have things that mess up, you're gonna have things that don't work, you're gonna have plans that may not fall through, and you figure it out, pick yourself up, read, rethink.
and it's not a reflection of your identity
It's not, because
or your
we
value.
nobody knows. If I feel like if anybody knew the exact blueprint or whatever, everybody would be where they need to be right now, where they feel like they should be. And I am one who transparency.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing too much secretive about me, for real. And accountability, y'all, right? Like, I think I'm hard on myself um a lot, um because I feel like we all need to be accountable for, and I've said this many a times in many a conversations, we need to be accountable for where we at, what we're doing, our surroundings, what we got going on, what's happened to us, the outcomes that come. Like, even if it's not 100% accountability, you still have to take your part in it. And our
Mm-hmm.
problem is we don't choose to take accountability most times. We choose to point fingers all the time and say, well, if it wasn't, if you didn't do this, or if you did this, or if you did that, and you know what I mean? You keep pointing the fingers and not at yourself. So that
Yep.
is one big one for me too. Which I have to say, I learned that along the way, because that actually was not what I was on initially. Like, in my starting coming up years, I was the one pointing fingers all the time, or saying somebody else was the cause of why I was how I was, or why I did what I did. And it did take me being by myself. It took me looking and asking myself questions, and it took me going through a whole bunch of things and troubles, and figuring out, okay, look, I can't keep pointing the fingers. Okay, what am I doing? Because if I keep getting myself around all this stuff that's causing me to be like this, or to act like this, or to do this, or whatever, so what am I doing, or what am I not doing? So you do have to get to that point. You have to, I mean, and it's tough because people don't want to take accountability for their mess ups. People don't want to realize that there's some of the reasons and problems why they are the way that they are, and they are not getting to where they need to get to, or they don't have what they want. We don't want to fess up to that. For what? It's easier for us to blame somebody else. It's easier for us to point a hand at somebody else. But then after a while, that gets kind of redundant. That gets like, okay, everything can't just be everybody else all the time. Like,
Right.
what are you doing? What are you not doing? How are you living? How are you not? What are you actually showing that's not actually what's happening? Like, are you trying to project something that's not there? You try what kind of picture are you trying to paint? Is it a false one, or is it you know what I mean, or a real one? Like, what's up? What's really the deal? What is it?
And I
But
think,
also another. Oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, I think too, with that comes a sense of vulnerability that's uncomfortable.
It
So
is.
I don't like to. I can't go there because being vulnerable leads me open to be wounded by others.
For me, I just feel like it shows people. It gives people a blueprint. It gives people like a map or a compass on how to go about treating you or handling you. Or it shouldn't leave you to be vulnerable and to be easily manipulated or gaslit or any of that. It shouldn't. However, because of the world we live in, yes, most people feel like, oh, okay, so I see that. And then because those type of things, they show, like, it seeps out you. So people see that. And yeah, people who's not meant for good, who don't mean you no good, who's who haven't come into um grip with who they actually are, and on their trail, and all that, they will try and manipulate you. They would try and mess you up and trip you out. And you have to watch for stuff like that. Not to say that you can't be like that, because nobody should ever make you be something that you're not, or do something that you don't want. However, like, they always say, like, you have to know the world, and you have to know people, so you have to play along. Or I don't feel like it's really playing along, but you do have to be cognizant of how people act, who people are,
Mm-hmm.
what they show. You know what I mean? You have to be cognizant of that, which entails which means that you do have to, once again, be careful about your surroundings. Be careful who you have in your circle. Be careful who the energies and stuff that you have around you, and what you're, who's like, who's your everyday. Those are routines. Those are habits being formed. All that. And like I said previously in the last episode, like, you can say all you want to, how you're not going to do something that somebody else is doing, or a way that they're doing something, or whatever. But if that's what you're constantly around, that's you're picking that up. So I don't care how bad you say you're not going to do whatever, or act whatever, whatever it is, it's coming, it's happening. um but I also think purpose. I talk that a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We have to, each one of us, we have to know the reason why we're here. We have to know the reason why we've been put on this earth. What Each one of us have a unique purpose in life, a reason for being here. What's your significant? What makes you
Set apart.
different than anybody else? What are you? um what is your mission? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that also, I also had to come in contact with that because I was one who kept asking, like, every time something happened to me, like, oh my, I just don't understand. Like, if everything is always the opposite of what who I am and what I am and what I think, and I keep coming in contact with, people I shouldn't, or I keep doing things that I know that I shouldn't, and whatever, like, why am I here? What if this world is not even, if I don't feel like I even fit in this world, or I don't what why am I here? And you have to ask that. You have to ask yourself that question too. And you have to be real, and you have to actually honestly want to know the honest truth, because sometimes, I mean, sometimes we have to do things that we may not want to. Sometimes we have to um go in ways that we feel like we shouldn't, but that's why there's someone higher and there's something higher.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's not on us to really listen to ourselves, but tap into that spirituality that we have, that Pimp mentioned. You know what I mean? That is big also. Um, because we have to believe in something, right? We have to we all want something to look up, somebody or something to look up to. We want to um we want to please. We are pleasing beings. We are ones to community also. I think y'all, teamwork and leadership and all that, I feel like all that ties into the community. And I think that's another big one for me, because even though I do feel like I'm an introvert, I just feel like I'm that just at times when I don't feel like I have the same energy around me or whatever, I would be introverted. But if the feeling is good, if the moods and stuff is right, if I feel like if I can take
It's a vibe.
what it is, right, then I feel like I'm an open book, and I feel like I talk forever, like a Energizer bunny. Like, I'm going like an Energizer bunny. You got to shut me up. Like, okay, Tanya, look, it's time for us to go to bed. Like, no, but I think we all want to have talks. We all want to socialize. We all want to, have togetherness. Like, I feel like as humans, we genuinely just automatically want to do that. We're programmed, I feel like, for that. So, um, but then also that comes with the trust, because for me, that man, listen, now I back and forth, because one, I don't have a lot of it, because of just what I've been shown, and how I see things going, and how I see people acting and treating each other and all that. Like, it's so hard for me too. But when I do have it, like, that's it. Okay, so French, any type of ships, I value to the max. My passion is out of this world. So if I do choose and allow that trust to happen, it plays a real toll on me if things go left. If I find out something otherwise, then that's a whole other version of Tanya. All these right here will go out the door, like, for real, because I wholeheartedly, like, believe in all this stuff, and I feel like it don't take nothing for people to be honest, for people to be genuine, for people to be loyal, like Pimp said, like y'all said. It don't take nothing for all that. And I feel like that's just showing the fakeness in you. If you have to put on personas, if you have to put somebody down to build yourself up, if you think you have to stop somebody from doing something just so you could get somewhere or you can have something, that's trash to me. Like, I feel like it's enough out here to go around for everybody. Everybody have their own lane. It's a lot of lanes out here.
Mhm.
Find yours and get in yours. Drive straight. Get,
Authentically you.
And
The
yeah,
lame is the new
authenticity.
world, real in this world.
Okay.
They
It
they
wasn't
didn't
even
change the
built
definition.
on nothing real. So that's what I mean. Like, I feel like everything that I found myself to be, or found how I am, like this world is the complete opposite.
Mm-hmm.
And and sometimes because most people is of the world and don't find themselves
Yeah.
against it, they will find me to be weird or crazy or a lie, or you know what I mean, or like unauthentic, or but also that's where you have to like hold steady with who, knowing who you are. That's why you have to know who you are. You can't let none of that affect you at all. At all. You have to know who is somebody to tell you who you are. How do they know? People
Mm.
do a lot of projecting. People do a lot of putting their whatever's on you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you won't know what that look like. Sometimes you won't even know what's happening, or you won't even know that's what that's being done. But don't let nobody tell y'all what y'all can't do, or who y'all are, or who you can't be, or who you're not gonna be, or what you're not gonna do, or who are you to tell me? You know for sure. How do you know for sure? Let me know.
You
Show.
can't, and you don't.
How do you know? So that's why you gotta hold that. That's why I stand firm with. Listen, I mess up. I'm not perfect. I like doing stuff. I am creative in ways. I like to do different things. I do take what I have and I work with it. I try to just make the best of whatever. I could have nothing and I can turn something into nothing eventually. Now I do have my meltdowns. I'm a Pisces. I do have my meltdowns, but don't stay in that too long. I try not to stay in that too long. And then keep going.
Keep it pushing.
Keep going. And move it, play it forward. Like whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
Move it forward. Get
Yeah.
somebody up right. I and also one other thing. I know I'm keep going, but I feel like we should just help each other. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that really do show who you are. When you take yourself out of away from the equation, and when you just want to like help somebody, it don't even have to be monetarily. Just help somebody with something. You know what I mean? Or motivation. I say that a lot too. Everybody is going through something every day. Don't nobody know what everybody's going through, because some people don't even like saying what they're going through. So
Mm-hmm.
just you giving some form of honest motivation, or honest like word of encouragement or something that could make somebody's day. That could turn somebody's day around, or turn somebody's life around. Actually, you don't know that. I don't care. People call me a simp all they want to, but every day I'm trying to pour something into somebody, and I don't want nobody to not have something, even though I can't say that I got a lot, but whatever little bit I got, I'm gonna share that, because why not? Why not?
They
So
not built like us.
listen, we can all not have a lot together, in the end get a lot, get more, gain more as one.
Right.
But that
So
gatekeeping stuff,
not cool.
I hear you. It's not.
It's
That
not
just shows
Right.
that people aren't confident in who they are themselves. Because why would you
Yeah.
have to gatekeep? That just
Right.
shows
Like,
that you don't even have any faith in yourself.
yeah,
yeah,
or
and
well, I got it out the mud, so you need to too.
no.
Mm-mm.
No,
And
Mm-mm.
that's not
you
a
should never want somebody to have to endure what you had to endure. If you didn't like it, why do you think somebody else is gonna like it?
Exactly.
no. And I think it's their one of their perspectives definitely is, oh, you don't want to do the work, you just want me to do it for you. And it's not a matter of I want you to do the work, but could you point me in the right direction?
At least.
This is knowledge that's not presented to us. Could you say, oh, it's not over here, you've been looking over here for years. If
Hmm.
you do this, if you look in this direction, it opens up many doors that you can walk through.
Right. I
Ah,
want everybody to make it. Like, and what however their make it is, whatever their make it is, I'd be excited. I think I'd be more excited for other people than they be excited for themselves, for real.
And do
And that's how I am in my shop too. Like they be excited and stuff after their hair get done and all that or whatever, but I don't even see why I don't even be going live with all this stuff or whatever. I just don't be thinking in the moments, but like I genuinely like people accomplishing something, people realize to come to realizations about stuff, people just whatever. And creativity, man, come on, man. I'm always trying to ask somebody, what you like doing? What you doing? What
How can I invest in that?
well, what we need to get you to do what you trying to do. Just like you said, like I be on it. I be asking all kinds of questions. You either gonna tell me to shut up or you gonna take some keys or some hints and get it going, get it moving.
Yeah. Yep.
And you ain't gonna shut me up for real, because I would keep talking.
And ain't.
Because if I stop talking at that moment, but then I keep watching you and you haven't done what it is that you said that you want to do or whatever. Okay, all right. I've been quiet enough. So what we doing? What we doing? What we gotta do? What we gotta get? Like, what's the next step? What's the move? For real. But yeah, so those are I think I listed a lot, but that's why I was telling you earlier, like all these really resonate with me because I feel like because I feel like I'm a Pisces and I feel like I have all the traits of like all the signs and stuff. I feel like all this stuff is already in me anyway, right? So it was hard for me to come up with just the top ones for me because I genuinely feel like a piece of each of that is actually what you need to go through this life and in this world. And it was one other one though that the empathy one. Listen, we have to understand if we're a certain way, right? And sometimes we know that we can be something. You know what I mean? It's crazy of us to think that the next person is not or don't have the same type of mentality or whatever. Like they know that they know they're a piece of work, but they could be working on something. It could be just their journey to have to go through whatever it is that they're going through at the moment. And because some people are so insensitive or not caring or not empathetic, they just don't care. They talk stuff, they put you down, negative remarks, like
real judgmental.
For what? Like show empathy, show a little empathy. The same way you try to get through what you're getting through, the same way other people are trying to do the same thing. Like, and I'm very empathetic. Oh my gosh, it's so sickening to me sometimes though, because
not sickening.
It is because it's a lot. And I take on people's energies and problems and faults, and I feel like they're my problems I have to deal with or things that I have to tackle. And when I can't help, that affects me in bad ways. And so sometimes I do try to stay away from stuff because once I get involved, oh my goodness,
I gotta see it through, my boy.
But however, on the opposite end of that though, like I find it to be really like soothing to know that you had a hand in helping somebody get somewhere, accomplish something, thought process, change or think differently or anything. Like I do honestly, deeply, wholeheartedly find joy in helping other people. I think me helping other people has helped me. Point blank. So, yeah.
I got a question for y'all.
What?
Do you think that it's possible, easier, challenging to be in any kind of relationship, whether that be friendship, partnership, parent-childship, with people who have different core values than you?
It depends on I guess it's not what core values they have, is what they lack or don't want to have. Because some people, I feel like they have core values and they pour more into certain core values and then abandon other ones.
That's what I said earlier. That's exactly what I said earlier. But I also think it's intentionality.
Yeah.
I think in people's intentions. I think um because like you said, we are all different. And like I told you, Core, earlier, like some people may not have those same, like what I was saying about the percentages. You may value uh love more. Your percentage may be higher than mine, or creativity wise, or leadership, whatever it is. It, you know what I mean? There, the percentages
Mhm.
are way different. So we can't, not to say that we don't have those. We just have to look at, I guess, the different circumstances or the situations, and see what comes of that, see how a person deals with things, see how their mindset is towards something, their patience, or their empathy or sympathy, or you know what I mean, like.
Mhm.
Or when people say, I think another thing, which is going to be a whole nother, like, probably segment for us, is love, like what it actually is, what it actually means, like, because I feel like most of us take that word out of context. We don't know what it actually
Mhm.
means. We don't know what it is to actually show it. We don't know what it is to have it.
Some just know how to receive it. They don't even know how to
Right.
give it.
What you say?
Some
What you
people just know
say?
how to receive it and don't know how to give it.
Yeah. So I think it's a matter of like each circumstance. I think it
Mm.
uh, Uh, that's why though. Hold on. That's why I've said, like, knowing self, and knowing how to interpret others' actions, and other, like, knowing how to read rooms, and all that, that will allow you to, and conversation wise, like, the whole community that ties in that. So I feel like the more we get to know people, the more we be truthful and honest, the more hopefully they will be truthful and honest, and the more you can be able to tell where a person intentions are, or where a person, um, mm, what is it? The way a person, I don't know, yeah, just what their intentions are, whatever, and then you could base it off of there, like. Um, I don't think I would want. I don't know if I would want somebody exactly like me. That's scary. That's scary
It
to
is,
have.
and plus you got to learn how like to
With
balance
another
each other.
you.
Oh wait, what pimp?
I said you got to also learn like how to. You need someone to help balance you.
Yes, that yin and yang. That you do need opposite. You do need that. You need it. I mean, it's needed, because how else will you know? Because you may not have any other situations that you're going through, or anything else that's happening, that'll allow you to know how to deal with certain situations, know how to handle certain people, know how to talk around certain crowds, or to certain people, if you don't have those type of experiences. And sometimes, like, sometimes opposites do attract. Sometimes, but however, only if you're willing to accept those
The
opposite
difference.
oppositions, but know how to handle it, and know how to agree to disagree with certain things, and certain stuff, and not always do a blame game, or always feel like somebody's trying to go against you, or be just whatever. Sometimes that's needed though, so you can actually see, so you can actually experience that. So I don't know. I don't
Are
know.
there
Listen, I'm a weird character though, so it takes a lot to deal with me. I'ma just be honest, for real. Like, I'm simple, but I feel like my simplicity makes me, what's the word?
complex?
Complex. There's a lot of
Yeah,
complexness
that,
in your simple. Yeah.
and I'm okay with that though.
Same.
Me
Period.
too.
I'm okay with it. So
Because you know what people don't understand, like, yeah, some of the simple things can be easier, it can be that, but you know, some people need a challenge,
yeah.
and with challenges you learn more. It's honestly that's something that drew me to Shakura when it
Mm-hmm.
came to being her friend. There was a lot I didn't understand about her, but instead of getting frustrated
Right.
and saying, I don't know what's, you know what I mean? I don't
Right.
know what's what, like, you know,
Hey,
I took it as a challenge. I was like, okay, she ain't just your average, normal, person, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I knew that with being a friend to her will require me to show up in different ways. It will require me to be more attentive. It
Yeah.
required me to
make me
be
cry.
have some type of sympathy, and understand that not everyone has a life that you have lived. Like there are
Right.
other people who have different lives out there, and just realizing like there's so many pieces and puzzles when it comes to her story, and that's okay. That's what I
Yeah.
said. Not everybody's story. You're not meant for everybody.
You're not meant for everybody, and I feel like that's a good that's good, Pimp,
Good point.
because if you're not a way somebody wants you to be, or anything, like people can shut you out, people can X you out, people can all that because you're not how they see you to be, or you're
Yep.
not, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's trash too.
And
That's
that's
my word here. I
settling.
should put this as a banner. Trash. That's trash.
Yes.
You shouldn't have to cancel somebody out, or you shouldn't have to treat somebody differently because they're not the character that you painted somebody else to be. Like, let
Yep.
people
When
be
9 times out of
who they
10 they
are.
ain't even the
And
person
either
they need to
accept them
be.
or move on, move around.
Yep.
It's okay for you not to be for somebody. It's okay. You don't have to be in an op, like people say. You don't have to, you know what I mean? You don't have to like dead them. You don't have to do
Right.
none of that. Just move. It's
None of that.
so fun who's
I'm a
go find your connect, go find what's right for you, like, and that includes everything. I'm not talking about just one particular whatever, just in general. Like, it's
Mhm.
okay, and we take offense to that a lot, and that's how a
Yep.
lot of trouble starts with people, and beef start in listen, man, this life, it's
It's
heavy for me.
complex in
It's
itself.
so complex and heavy, and I can only take so much at a time. Like, it's too much.
If everyone
It's too
needed a
much.
blueprint for something, it would have been nice for life.
Something like, I feel like I'm a fish out of water. First of all, I
Well,
can't
you
even
do have a
swim.
blueprint. What am I talking
You
about?
know how I'm a Pisces. I can't even swim. Okay, I get mad.
Okay.
Like, I went on
Me
one cruise out my lifetime, and I was scared the whole time.
I
All
was
that
with my
Yeah.
best.
You would never have climbed me on a cruise.
man, never again though. I mean, it was nice and it was good. It was cool. It was fun, except for when you realize where you were. And when you looked at, if you had one of them rooms where you looked out and seen nothing but, and don't let it be dark, okay?
Now that's scary. Now I ain't gonna. Just
Y'all,
don't
man.
look.
And then let them play Titanic on the ship.
Heck
Let
no,
you
I
go
ain't
through a
watching
rainstorm and let the ship just be way in it. I said, what?
that. Mm-mm,
Oh, okay.
mm-mm. We in what,
So life never wants me to go on another trip or have fun again or ever. Nothing. Okay.
2026? You gonna see me on a cruise, and that's on
Mm,
period.
I'm gonna pray for you. Have
Please do.
fun, girl. Have fun, girl.
Word.
Okay, have fun,
Live
girl.
your
Yeah.
life. Live your life. You see your pictures.
I go live from the Bahamas. Don't worry.
Look. I'll maybe try to find another way to get there or something. Not no cruise
That
ship.
part.
Right. No, no man. No ham, no turkey. You know what she say? No,
No spam, no ham.
no spam, no turkey. No. No. But no, what I got a question for both of y'all. What is wealth to you guys? What does that mean?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that comes to mind is generational wealth. It's something that I would love to build for, you know, my offspring, for future generations, if that happens, you know. Um, but I think I would say to the non-natural or non-spiritual people, it would be materialized into possessions and money. And I think for me personally, my wealth. Oh, hi, Leah. Y'all see that?
That
Mhm.
was at 9:30. I've been trying to put her on the stage, but it wouldn't work on me.
Yeah, I
So
just put her up there.
okay.
Okay. Oh, hey sis. So, um, I think for me personally, I'm spiritually wealthy in God and who He says that I am. I want for nothing. My cup runneth over. I drink from a well that is never ending. So I think I may walk around and not, designer clothes or not the designer shoes or live in the best house and drive the nice car, but in actuality, God meets every need that I have. He provides. He is a shelter. He is protector, a healer, and so much more. And because I have him and he has me, I have everything that I need.
Mhm.
He
Amen.
provides things that this world can't provide.
Yeah.
Or take away.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
okay. That part. Because what
um,
God has for me is for me.
literally. Um, when I think about wealth, I just think about like an abundance of something. Um,
Mhm.
but also I can't help to think about like when you ask that question, like, what is wealth to you? Like lately I've been like being appreciative of like what's a luxury. A lot of people think luxury is connected to wealth, with
Right.
designer things you have and things like that. But to me, when it comes to being wealthy or having a luxury, it's um I have a healthy child. I'm healthy myself. To
Mhm.
me, that's a wealth in a way because I'm wealthy in my health. Yes, I could be better, but I'm not out here on the deathbed or anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, I think when I think about it, me personally, it's the condition of my heart. Um, which is what God looks at anyway. It's not what you wear. It's not how you look. He looks at your heart, your purity of your heart, and your feelings that you have towards people, even those that give you opposition. I can say that I was talking to my sister about this earlier. It was like, there's something deep down inside of me to where it's like, people can do me wrong, and you have it's natural to have that urgency, especially when it comes to your flesh, to get your get back. But
Mhm.
I feel like I have this thing that won't even allow me to even go there, and I'm thankful for that because I can think it out now. Don't get
Right.
me wrong. I didn't
Right.
have some thoughts and then it went all the way there and some.
Right.
But I'm just grateful for not actually living it out and then also taking that unclean thing out of my heart and saying, it's not even worth it.
Right.
Because whatever gets done to me, it will be revealed.
Yep. Nothing stays
And
hidden.
nothing stay hidden. Everything that's done in the dark will come to the light.
Always.
And that's something that I live by because it's like it's not just for them. That's for all of us.
All. Yeah.
So whatever I do, I got to make sure I'm moving correctly, and with a sound mind. Because if not, it'll be brought to the light. I will be exposed. So those are some of the things I think about when it comes to wealth or luxury. And just having my mind. I think that's a wealth within itself. Because
Oh man.
if you ain't got a sound mind, your right mind, the enemy can come at you at so many ways when they got your mind. I done lost my mind a few times before. I'm just glad I got it back
Right.
Okay.
a few times.
Oh
Not
yeah.
almost, no, a few times. Like I was out of my mind. Like what was wrong with you?
Right.
I call her, I call her Effie. When I'm out of my mind, her name is Effie.
Effie.
Yeah, stay away from her. Don't encourage
Yeah.
her.
Man, I feel you for real. Like that it's it is something for you. It does talk a lot about you being able to not have to give people the same energy that they give you. You do initially want to, like you said, get your lick back. You do want to treat like just so people can understand where you're coming from, or when you're talking, or when you're explaining something, or when you're telling them how you are, or how things affect you and all that, and they just put it to the side or don't care or whatever, like they just take you for granted and all that. You do want to initially, like, you know what, okay, watch this. All right. However, sometimes you should take just a second to sit back and think for a minute. Like, you know what? I could do this, and this can happen, and then what? Just ask yourself, and then what? Then what? What after that? And then it also goes back to you, honestly, too, if you're like that, not wanting somebody to feel how you feel, or not want somebody to have to go through what you endured, or have to go through. So it is it's a choice that we have to make constantly, every time, every situation. We have to make that conscious decision, and we can choose to make, we that's why I say accountability is everything, because we can choose what, what we go through, what we do, what we face, the things that happen. You know what I mean? We can choose those outcomes if we want to. We choose whether we do good or whether do bad. We can choose that, and we have to also come to grips with whatever we choose. We have to be ready for those consequences of the actions that we choose. And sometimes we don't think about those consequences. Sometimes we don't think about the aftermath or the after effects of what's going to happen after you do something, or how you treat somebody some way, or the things that you say to somebody. That's why it's also important for you to watch what you say to people. Watch what you speak out loud in general. Manifestation is
Life,
heavy.
death, and the
It's
power of the
heavy.
tongue, boy.
And we don't know, we could talk ourselves into the grave. We could talk ourselves into some bad situations and wonder, and then still point the blame at other people and other things as to why these things has happened.
Can't blame nobody but yourself.
But yourself. So yeah, that listen, y'all. Look, Pim, you just gonna have to be added to this.
At this
You know
point.
what I mean? Like, we ain't calling you no guest no more,
Philosophical.
for real. Like, I mean, it is what. Look, you gonna have to just get on schedule. Like, you gonna have to just make it. We gonna have to just make it work, because I
Literally.
love all this for real. And I told y'all, listen, I will, man.
Yeah.
It's just, and it's just something to, once you really come into, once you really find out for real who you are, find out, like, get to know, like, um deep rooted, like, who you are, like, internally and everything. And once you see stuff play out, and once you realize, like, how you handle things, and you took the higher routes for stuff, and it gives you some sense of um enjoy not enjoyment, it gives you some sense of, like, happiness,
Yeah.
because you know what I mean, because situations and things can be way deeper and way worse and way harder and way more left than what you may feel or think that it is. And because you chose to do or say or act or be, you know what I mean, certain ways in those circumstances, like, things turn out. And especially when things go good for you, that makes you want to do other things, and get, you know what I mean, and start other stuff, and be even better than who you are right now. Like, it makes you want to excel. It makes you want to keep going, like, oh, okay, so this happening. So if I be like this, or if I'm like this, and I'm genuine, and I'm honest, and I'm like really walking how I feel like I should and how I'm manifesting and all that, this happens. So what if I even do this? What if I go, what, you know what I mean? It gives you some sense of like reason on one, it gives you confirmation with telling you, you know, that you are the person that you know yourself to be. You are walking in a path that was set out for you. When things start going right and whatever, and you're choosing to live life and love, like I feel like we are a negative thinking, negative, judgmental people anyway, just to start off. And it do take work, and it do take like a little bit of meditation and stuff on trying to um get into who you actually are and all that. But once you're there though, like, and then once you just see how stuff can just easily be drawn to you because you are authentically who you should be and need to be and are, without you having to put up fronts or images. Listen, I don't ever think I can't even remember what happened like 2 days ago, okay? So it's gonna be hard for me to I'm not going to be anything other than what I am. Like, and I can't. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you put on me. I don't care what you talk over me. I don't care what you feel like I am, what you feel like I should be. I'm going to be me. And if that goes against what you feel like, what you said, what you hope, then that's something you have to deal with. That's your problem to deal with and not mine. And just because you feel some type of way and think that I have to be a certain way, and because I'm not, that doesn't mean, okay, well, all right, well, I'm this way. However, since they say this, I guess I'm gonna have to show this and act like, no, I'm not. That's you putting that out there.
You
That's
all
you.
in my
That's your
earlier
problem. I'm
conversation.
not gonna change myself because of how you feel like I should be, or what way I should go, or the things I should do. No. If you knew, you would be where you want to be. If you knew, you would act the way you should be acting. So no, you nobody should ever listen to somebody when they try to tell them something about them, like, tell me about you. How about that? Let me know about you. Tell your truth. You
So we
can't
got
you can't tell somebody else what their truth is. You can't tell somebody else what their mission is. You can't tell somebody else what their purpose is. You can't tell somebody else how they choose or need to act. You can't do that. No matter how bad you want to, you can't do it. And you look stupid trying to do it. You can't. Fooling with me, you gonna look dumb. I'm gonna prove you wrong every time.
period. And I think we found our topic for next session.
Mm.
People projecting your identity. Because
Mm,
this whole
let me
time,
write that down. No.
it's all
Yeah,
what
that's
man with me. Because and it's crazy. I had a meeting today with a friend, and we were talking about, you know, it fell along the lines of narcissists and
Mm-hmm.
manipulators and self identity, and how I was feeling that I thought that I knew who I was, and then I had to discover. It popped up a memory on Facebook. It was like 9 years ago, and I made this post about how the separation was necessary for me to find out who I was outside of me being who I am for everybody around me. Who am I for me? You
Mm-hmm.
know? And I feel like I found myself in this same position 9 years later. So I kind of like chuckled, but was like, that's really not funny. But like, hee hee ha ha, 9 years, like, dang, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when people play mind games, when people speak to you and say, all these negative, you're hateful, you have a dark hole where your heart should be, you're manipulative, you're evil, you're all these things, and you try hard to prove that that's not who you are. But
Mm-hmm.
then you also wonder, once you're told so long and so much, you feel like that's also the reflection that you see, but that's their projections, and that doesn't mean that that's who your identity is. But like you said earlier, I've had this, like, oh, you want to go deep, I'm about to go grave deep. Oh, that's what you say that I am. Let me show you, so you know the difference, so we won't confuse this in the future.
Right.
Because that's your reality of me. Let me step on into that, so it can be both of our realities. Because instead of you trying to convince me that I live in a false reality, oh baby, we about to be in the same one, and then maybe life will be better for us. Now, I'm not saying that that's right, okay?
Right.
Disclaimer, that is not right, but that's the thought process. Like, it really, the things that are spoken to us are, if they're spoken for so long, you get to wonder, and you kind of get confused of like, is this true? Or maybe, is it because I did that's true, or does this justify that? And like how you say you can't tell someone else what, for me it was boundaries. You can't tell me that my boundaries aren't real boundaries.
Right.
What? Like, that's crazy. But how do you tell me that the type of person I am when I say that, my intentions are this? My intention is, because we stated before, for the core values, me being able to help you helps me, makes me feel good. So where I'm trying to make a situation better for you, you
It's
take
gonna
that.
ultimately help me. Right.
Right. But instead, because it didn't play out how I planned, you came in and you manipulated. And then the result didn't come out to what I expected the result to be. And the result is not what you expected it to be. Now I'm just this evil thing. And it doesn't. And I said, well, my intentions were this. And never mind where you stepped in, but these were my intentions. Well, your intentions don't matter. It's what happened. And that was this. So that is who you are. And that's who I put out for the world to perceive you as. So I think it's very important. I feel like the whole, you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know your core values, you will fall into that, and you will
fall.
believe it.
Yeah,
Listen to what somebody project you to be. You will fall into that whole little picture right there.
You know the crazy thing about that is that if you don't know who you are and you fall into that, people will change up or switch up what they feel like that you are based off of how they feel in that moment.
Man,
have you on this whole little run.
Yep.
Because they sit there, because ultimately they don't want you to know who you are. They sit there and say, well, you're this way. So you try to make up for that, try to change, try to show that you're not that. Then, well, no, that's not what I meant. You're more like this.
Woo.
No. That's control. You're giving the person control over you.
Yeah.
And do we think it's because they can identify the potential?
Yes. The enemy always know what you can do before you even know it yourself. That's why the devil on Jesus so bad. That's why everybody hate Jesus so bad.
Some people don't want you to be more than what they are. Some people don't want you to excel and be and have more than what they have. And yes, they will see that and they will try to destroy that. They will try to knock you down as
before
best
you even
as they
get to
can.
any type of potential. They say,
yeah, quick.
Before you know your potential, know who you are. Yeah, we gotta hit you every way, and they ain't gonna let up just because you pleading and crying. They ain't. The best thing you can do is step on their necks.
Man. Okay.
And with pleasure, respectfully, disrespectfully.
Okay.
What?
This one's
no, that's real life right there, for real. That's real life. Like,
dedicated to you.
People are crazy. Like, people's intentions, like some people's intentions are like real jacked up. Some people's intentions are real like,
and they're okay with it because
but it also makes
better.
Sometimes my crazy tale, sometimes I be having sympathy for those people like that, because I'm like, poor you. What really did you go through to make you like this? To make
that
you
ain't a bad thing. That just because you see right through it. They don't see it. Other people might see it, but that's exactly what it is. Like, poor you. What have you? Who hurt you?
Right.
Like
Why
I'm really dead. I stand in people's faces and they be
you
so
hate me,
shocked
but I
because
love
who
you?
hurt you?
Man,
Right.
You need a hug. Are you okay?
you need
Are
a
you
hug,
okay?
period.
Blink twice if you
But
need
right,
help.
she said blink twice, yo. No,
No,
real
because hurt people hurt people.
no,
And
hurt
all
Why
people
these
was I
do hurt
writing that?
people.
Come on.
Yes, hurt
Okay.
people do hurt people.
Yeah, and a lot of times they don't want to admit to the fact that they're in pain, that they hurt, that their
Right.
feelings was hurt. It could be
Yeah.
all fixed with a conversation, but you can't even admit that your feelings was hurt because you don't even want to admit that you have feelings in the first place.
Exactly.
Come
I
on.
don't know why people don't feel like they need to express their feelings. It's a word and it's a meaning. It means something for a reason.
And
Everybody has
multiple emotions. It ain't just one.
right.
Because the perception of themselves that they've put out there for people to believe doesn't align with that.
Yep.
I can
You
take
gotta
that.
keep up an image.
That
That
don't.
unauthenticity. Like y'all, you're not really. You're fake. You're phony. Take the mask off.
Man. Listen, I don't want to act. I don't listen. First of all, I don't even like having to remember lines. I
That
can't
part.
even remember nothing. No way. I don't want to put on all that costume, all that makeup. I don't want to do none of that.
None of it.
You should always choose authenticity over anything.
You know, it takes more energy for you to be fake than to actually be real.
Just
It
be
really
you.
does. I'm telling you, man. You be having to think about the stuff that you did and what you want trying to do next and what you're trying to get over or who you're trying to get over on next. And okay, so
When
what you
you
gonna
could have just been
oh my
real.
gosh,
And
right. Like stop that, man.
yeah.
Stop. Just
It
stop.
ain't even worth it. It ain't
Yeah.
worth it.
And being like that makes you ugly.
And
You could be the most handsome, most gorgeous person, but your insides is super ugly, super nasty, like ew. And
you
you
know
can
what I
see
tell my
that.
daughter? With people at school, I'm like, you don't tell people because you know they be acting a certain way. I said, if people get to acting a certain way, tell them they got an ugly attitude.
Yes.
Okay.
For
Tell them
real.
your attitude is ugly. Go
Yeah.
ahead
Real
and
bad.
fix that. Do something.
Yep. Do something with
Because
it.
people's attitude, personality, all that just be ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna change more. They can't put a mask on that. They can't put no
Okay.
makeup on that.
It'll last
Man.
for so long.
And then
Those are the masks.
exactly.
Ugliness.
And
Like,
then they get upset because you see through the BS. A lot of
oh,
people don't like
what?
because I see right through it.
Yep.
You can't hide nothing. The reason why, it's like, oh, you always see something. Yeah, because I don't hide
Yeah.
anything.
Duh.
I don't hide
Right.
anything.
And then gaslight you into believing that it's you that got the problem and not them.
Whole time,
Right. Come on, man.
they will tell you that the sky is yellow if you let them.
Okay.
Right. No, you clearly see it's yellow. I know you see blue, but you clearly see that that's yellow. Stop playing.
Like you
Get
are.
out of here.
Literally.
Ooh, that
Get out of
And
here.
how dare
that's
you
like my
question me?
gears. That gets me riled up.
But you know what? That's what I need to work on, though. I need to work on stop letting it rile me up. I need to stop letting it get me to the point to where I have to prove something or I have to,
Yep.
even though I know, you know what I mean? It's just the mere fact of how dare you feel like you can say or do this or treat or anything. Like, what?
I just call.
It's
I'll
like,
be like, ooh,
yeah.
y'all. I'll be like, you delusional.
Oh
And walk
my
away.
gosh.
You got
Yeah.
issues and walk away. I'm gonna pray for you and walk away. Cause
Yeah.
let that sink in.
Clearly, you need more help than what I feel like I need for myself. So,
Hello. You need
clearly.
help. Something's seriously wrong.
Literally. Yeah.
And they be like, what? No, I ain't even gonna spell it out.
Right. Because you know what it is.
Mirror.
You're
Exactly.
just trying to
You
suss
just
out
know what I know. And I know
Come
it all.
on. Come on. But
I
no,
see all
take
of
it
it. I be telling you, I know more than you think. That's what I
Right.
They be shook.
Take it all.
Listen,
Yeah,
I used to
here
be
comes the
quiet for a
lies.
reason. I just intook stuff. I just take
Yep.
stuff in. I listen more than what I used to talk. Now
Yep.
I feel like I talk a little bit more, but I'm still
would say
listening.
so.
I'm still watching. I'm still interpreting. Everything you say, how you say it, in the way that you say it, who you say it to, what you say next after
The
you say
tone.
that part, your tone, all that. I'm paying attention to everything when you think I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
People
Period.
be talking just to talk, and that irks me. Because if you're gonna talk, have some meaningness behind it.
Right.
I don't talk to
Put
talk.
some meat in there.
Everything I say is gonna be done.
It's a
And if it
meaning
ain't gonna
behind
be,
it. You better listen to, if I'm talking, yes, you better listen to what I'm saying.
yep,
You may not feel like it's important, or you may not feel like it means anything, or you don't know what to take from it, but you better try to interpret it. If not, because I feel like I be saying stuff clearly. I feel like I say exactly what I feel like I need to say. There's no
Facts.
hidden messages, there's no hidden nothing. I say exactly what needs to be said. And if you can't, I don't know what to tell you if you can't understand what I'm saying, or you feel like I need to make, oh, you want me to just come up with something, say it fakely, and then say the real meaning? Is that what you mean? Is that what
right,
you, I don't, because I'm not going to do that. I'm saying exactly what it is.
yep.
Like,
People want to be handled sugar coatedly.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
I'm not sugarcoating nothing.
You get reality this way,
You going to get a bunch of cavities
so you might want to stay over there.
over there. Over there.
That's why I was like, say, much is required when it comes talking to me. If you ain't really ready
Listen,
for truth and honesty, and best believe, know that I'm doing it to myself first. If you ain't ready for that, don't even come my way.
No,
what you
literally.
say?
Because
You
zero
better
Oh, you know
stay over
tolerance.
what?
there.
That's another topic though. Like,
She's not about to entertain your
like
nonsense.
us expecting something that we're not ourselves.
You know, because people are used to being so fake and unrealistic. Like that's why I'm like, people be like, you so hard on people, or you so this, you so that. Baby, just know that I do that to myself first.
Right. Like, people don't understand that. Like, I do that. Like, and that's that accountability stuff too. Like, you
Yeah.
have to just own up to your stuff. And it's okay. It's okay. But and too, that just means you can't, now on the flip side, if you're not one to own up to the things that you do, or you say, or whatever, then you trying to make the next person do the same thing. I feel like you a fool. I feel
You a
like you the
hypocrite.
crazy one. You a hypocrite.
And that's
You
something
can't
I did
expect
not
more
I
from
don't live
somebody
by.
else than what you're doing, or what you're projecting, or what you have, or what you're showing, or how you're acting. You can't expect more from that. You can't do it.
That,
So
yeah.
if you do require things, if you do ask for things, if you do want people to be certain ways, make sure you're all that.
And that's a topic within itself because that shows up in relationships.
What?
People don't
Oh
about
man,
that.
I don't even want to touch on what.
People don't want to talk about
Yo,
that.
I got you.
Oh
period.
yeah.
Well, this was fun. This was I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. This was
Yes.
good. This was needed. I feel like we as a people though need to have more talks like this. I feel like we all need to, because sometimes this is like therapy for me, y'all, for real. Because I feel like that's the same thing that happens. You know what I mean? That
Talk
the
through stuff.
therapists just do probably a little less talking or whatever. But so what? We all each other's whatever. So, but
Period.
I feel like we need, in order to, because some of us are confused. Some of us don't know how to get to these certain points, or these thoughts, or these perceptions, and all that. And I feel like sometimes, even if people don't feel like we know what we're talking about, or we feel like we don't know what we're talking about, or what we're doing, or what we're going, that is something that we're saying though may connect with somebody else for something. So I feel like if more of us have these discussions, if more of us really understand, or try to figure out this whole life thing, this whole life process, this whole meaning and purpose of why we're even here, I feel like everybody get along much better. Everybody know how to handle people more differently, or better, or in ways that y'all can coexist, and you know what I mean, and uh and live more relaxed and free, and like, I just feel like we just out here just having fun, and just kick it, and just getting irritated when we come to um things that's out of our control. We're not going to have everything in our control, but we can and we are in control of how we and what we do, based on what's thrown our way. And then that's going to be the whatever comes of it is what's going to be based on how you chose to deal with it or not. So let's be intentional with what we do, how we treat people, what we say out of our mouth, what we manifest. You know, be a positive ear, be a listening ear to people. Give a positive message to pay it forward to somebody. Do something nice. We need more niceness in this world. There's not a lot of nice people. Just be nice. Be nice. Okay? Be nice. Do I have to keep saying it? Be nice. All right?
Be
Anyway.
aggressive. Be aggressive.
No, for real. But any last words, guys?
I don't think I have any.
No.
Nope.
Well, be a good example.
There you go. Yes,
go
ma'am.
out in the world and be a good example.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Stay true to who you are. Stand 10 toes down on it. Find your circle.
Even if you don't got 10 toes, stand them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. You can stand on my 10 toes. You can
with all your strengths.
I give you a couple.
Okay, look. And there's this trick. You take your hand and you see how many your thumb can cover. That's how many friends you should have in your immediate circle. People, and then when you put your thumb in, the thumb is you. Your thumb is covered by this many. And some people, look, I don't even need this one right here. I just need me a solid 3 that can cover me. And those are people who's going to tell me the truth, people who are going to hold me accountable and not just tell me what I need to hear. So live by that. Go find your few people and build your lives together and uplift each other.
You heard it. You heard it. Go find your people. No, y'all.
Go ahead. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thank you. This has been another episode of Sisterly Sparks.
Yes. And thank you to our guest, Pam.
Listen, I said she ain't no guest no more. Stop that.
Oh, literally.
Thank you to our other spark. We're gonna have to
right. Yeah, I was just gonna ask you. We need a color for you. You gonna have to be a color spark. So I'm purple, Cora's orange.
I can be pink or rainbow. Pink or rainbow.
Okay.
We're just gonna go with pink. I don't want nobody to get
pink
the wrong
spark.
direction. Pink
spark. Boom. Period. Okay.
Period.
Pink, purple, orange spark. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in the camera one of these days, just not today.
Listen, you find your words does enough for us already. It don't even matter. Get what you need to get done, worked out, whatever. Are you on the phone?
Yeah.
I wonder.
I have the app.
Is this backstage convo?
Yeah, I can see all 3 of us. I can see the little backdrop. It got a little, yeah. I feel like it's the full thing.
Okay, well, y'all, we are going to, don't go anywhere, y'all, too. We are going to end this here. For the people who joined in, we appreciate you.
Yes.
For the ones who will look at this after it drops on YouTube tomorrow, hopefully sometime or the next day, we appreciate you. Like, share, comment,
subscribe.
We're trying to get our channel up and running. So the more likes we have, the more it's gonna rotate on playlists and stuff. The more visibility we'll get. Share and subscribe too, please. Yes, even if you don't even want to come to the channel often or whatever, so what? Just subscribe. It ain't gonna help you. It ain't gonna hurt you. Hit that button. It takes a second. All right.
And if you want to be notified every time we post, make sure your post notifications are on, so it will alert you when we are live or when we've posted the video for you to have access.
And don't be talking stuff about us, okay? Because sometimes I may mess up on a word, okay? Like my sister pointed out to me a couple times, all right? So what? But you know what I'm talking about, though, all right?
And that's on period.
And we got a lot of social media channels and all that.
Yes.
Be nice, okay? I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying.
You can
What's his name?
But guess what?
I'm trying, all right? work with us. But anyway, no, we do really appreciate the love. We appreciate the whatever it is that you giving out. Comment too. Let us know. Chime in. Put in a comment or send us inboxes. Let us know what your values are. We want to know.
Yes, we want to hear from you.
You may want to know. You probably don't know. You may want to know too. So figure out what those core values is.
Yes.
And until next time.
All right.
Hopefully sparks are out. Y'all stay right there. Girl, I'm hitting this thing like I got a touch screen and shit.